Hey guys, so for this second part of the Colorado Gators trip, we we wanted to go outside and play with the gators, but it was really cold and really windy. The alligators can do just fine because it's warm water, but they stay underwater where it's warm. But it's really cold for us, so we would freeze out there getting wet and then coming in and out of the water. So instead, while we were talking to Jay, he goes, "Do you want to play with some Nile crocs?" And we went, "Absolutely, we want to play with Nile crocs." And so we went out to one of the greenhouses where they keep the Nile crocodiles that also came in as rescues too. But when we were out there, the sound quality and everything else in there was just awful. So for a lot of the video that we're going to show for this of us playing with the Niles, it's going to be supplementary audio from the interview we did with Jay that talks more about alligators and the wrestling class and things like that didn't necessarily fit in with part one of the series of this little trip series, I guess we could call it, where we mostly talked about how they got started and the rescue and things they do with that. Not so much talking, well, they're really famous for is the alligators. So it's going to be a little weird. Enjoy the fun little videos of us messing around with, a giant apex predator, now crocodile, and hearing a little bit more about kind of what they do and a little bit more about alligators, which once again are a really misunderstood species.
And as you know, we also teach a lot about their biology and behavior and everything we can during the class. It's not just about man versus beast. It's, to take care of the animals and for you to learn more about them and respect what they are.
Right. I remember when we were doing the class when I was doing with you. I think it was last summer when we were doing it together. When you had a couple of people out there too, with another film crew, of course. I think you were telling a story about how a girl was going on like a nature survival show or something, and she came here to train with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was going on. It's like Naked and Afraid.
Oh yeah, the Naked and Afraid show. Yeah.
I don't have TV, so
Fair enough. Who has the time?
Yeah, she was going on that show, and so she wanted to in a place with alligators, and so she wanted to learn more about alligators. So one of the most important things we taught her was to be a tree.
Okay.
And alligators react to movement. Most hunting reptiles see movement better than they do still objects, and so and actually my daughter, who was 13 at the time, she did most of the class with her, taught her how to wrestle the alligators. And then we went out in the big pen, and they stood out in the pond, and I threw meat around their feet, and the big alligators were coming in and eating all around them, and they just stood there. And the alligators didn't eat them because they weren't moving, so she got to learn how to be a tree. So apparently in the show, then at one point there was a 10-foot alligator approached her in shallow water, and she just stood there. And the film crew, I guess, was freaking out. But this alligator came up next to her, and she just stood there completely still and was a tree. He put his paw on her foot, and sat there for several minutes, like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And then just went about his way. And so, had she panicked and started jumping around, she would have gotten hurt.
Oh man.
So that was the most important thing we taught her. Eat at your feet, let the alligators come and eat all around you and see if you get bit.
Yeah, it was during my class with you, we were having trouble actually finding one. Every time we would kind of go out into the middle of the big pond, they would all just kind of go, oh, no.
Yeah, they know what's going on. Alligators and reptiles in general, but alligators especially, are a lot smarter than people think. A lot of people hear, well, they've got the little tiny brain and they're stupid. They have a little tiny brain, but they use it. We have big fluffy brains and we don't use them.
Right.
We use like 10% or less of our brain. And they have little tiny brains, but they use it. And they're very smart. They know what time of the day it is. They know, what season of the year it is. They know us by the sound of our voice. You can get a lot closer to them than I can because they know I'm there with a rope and I'm going to catch them.
And
I can go out there with like when Animal Planet was here filming. I can go out there with their big old camera, and I can get real close to an alligator and film it because they know I'm not going to jump on them if I have a big camera in my hand.
Right.
But if I've got a rope in my hand, I can't get within 30 feet of them before they're hiding or taking off.
Right.
So they know the difference. They're much smarter than people.
Have you noticed any difference in behavior?
I don't want to say like, you know, mental capacities, but like between the different crocodilians, between like the caiman and the alligators and like the two Niles that you have you noticed like any sort of like difference of kind of their wherewithal, what's going on?
Not really. I mean, they're all extremely intelligent, and like most people, the older ones are more intelligent than the younger ones. The younger ones that we get in as rescues that have never been out of an aquarium in somebody's home are not going to be as smart as the ones that have grown up here with other alligators. You know what I mean? And so it depends, but any of the older ones are extremely smart. And even like Bruce, our biggest alligator, he's only seen a rope once in his life. When I went and caught him the first time and brought him here.
Oh wow!
And then for 3 years he would lunge out of the water and attack me when I went in there, you know, to feed him or clean the drain or whatever. He was attacking us, and so we decided to catch him and measure him last fall. And I thought, oh, this will be easy. He's going to lunge at me. He'll throw the rope on. He hadn't seen a rope in 3 years and had only seen it once in his lifetime. And I walked in there with a rope, and he went to the bottom of the pond and hit.
Oh, jeez.
So he knew the rope from only seeing it one time. He remembered it 3 years later.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah, the Nile crocs, the caiman, they're all extremely intelligent. So. All right, so that was your first Nile crocodile experience?
First Nile crocodile experience, for sure.
What do you think?
That is some serious power. They're so much faster than the alligators, and got my heart pumping a little bit more than they ever did, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're no joke. They
No.
come up out of the water, or they turn and snap. They're fast. Yeah, jaw pressure is about the same as an alligator of comparable size, but the speed is what'll get you.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you see it right there underneath the water, ready to lunge. I love Jamie. All right, well, I have for you a shed Nile crocodile tooth.
Awesome.
Alligators and crocodiles shed their teeth through their entire lifetime as they're growing and as they're breaking on our bones or fighting with each other. They grow new teeth, and so every once in a while we're lucky and we find one. It's not a huge tooth, but it's a tooth. And they've got a few really big teeth for catching and gripping the animals, and a bunch of smaller teeth for tearing them apart or crushing the bones. The ones at the back of the teeth, the ones at the back of the jaw there are as wide as they are tall. Those are for crushing the bones. They're much stronger than the pointy teeth at the front, which are for ripping meat.
Right.
So anyway, Nile crocodile tooth. Glad we didn't have to dig it out of your leg.
That is true. Very, very helpful.
We survived this adventure. We better get out of here while we still can.
Hope you guys really liked that part. You know, it was really fun to go out there and just interact with these amazing, really realistically scary creatures to a degree. And I don't want to say that they're, you know, scary. It's just another thing that kind of reinforces, hey, maybe I don't want to bring a Nile crocodile in as a pet or an alligator as a pet. But I hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. We love the stuff that they do down there at Colorado Gators, you know, helping teach, educate that, you know, some of these animals aren't the best. They preach the proper care. They take in all these rescues, and they do a really good job with what they can, and they're trying to improve all the time. You know, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you can. Leave any questions, comments. If you want to see anything later, let me know. Once again, big thank you to Colorado Gators for letting us come down there. Thanks to Jay and Connor, who didn't make it into the videos, but he was really great and helped us out around there too. You know, check them out. They have an Instagram, they have a Facebook. ColoradoGators.com is their website. Always give them a call. They're really great, and they're happy for anybody to come by and come see their alligators and them. So I'll catch you next time. Once again, thanks for checking out the videos.